Hello, everyone, and welcome to another instance of the Michael Pulaski Experiment. On today's episode, I thought of doing something that's pretty obvious that I didn't think to do. Well, I guess now it's getting to the time of the election, I have to pick a side. And I wanted to say why I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. And, well, let's start with the other options real quick. I have Jo Jorgensen. Jorgensen, if you've never heard of her, she is the Libertarian Party candidate. And, I'm actually going to avoid that in this video. I'm going to phone a friend on that. If you have any interest as to why I'm not voting for Jo Jorgensen, you can contact me and I will discuss that with some of my more libertarian friends. They are a little more nuanced on the issue and they have recommended that I do not, and I support their recommendations. So it really leaves it to the more obvious candidate, the not third-party candidate, Joe Biden, who to me is the biggest statist of the bunch, which anyone who knows me and knows the topics I'm discussing in libertarianism, that's checkmate. I mean, if you are pro the state in that regard, not to say Trump's not a statist in any way. I mean, the fact that he uses it just shows he, is about there being a state, a government, a entity that collects money, redistributes it, does services. I'm not getting into government 101 here. But if you don't understand what that means, Joe Biden is more of that candidate. He wants to expand more. He is going to tax us more. The government will do more under Joe Biden than it would under Trump. That I think anyone would be disingenuous to admit that would not be the case. So with that being out of the picture, I want to go back in time a little bit to explain where I was before today. Back in 2016, I supported Bernie. In fact, I used to have a Bernie sticker for Bernie, a bumper sticker for Bernie, a Bernie sticker for Bernie. But I used to actually argue from the side of socialism. So when I tell you I used to fight for that side, I tell you I did. I know what it's like, and it's a losing battle. You feel like a victim every day of your life, and it sucks. It's funny, as soon as you just, whatever, as soon as you realize you're not a perpetual victim, life gets a lot easier. But when Trump did get elected, I being the patriot that I am, I had to admit, he's our president for the next 4 years. A coup or any civil insurrection it's not the right way. It's not the way we're doing things. So I admitted it and moved on. And ever since then, you know what? I took Kanye's advice and I've just been chilling. I've just been kicking back. Things are good. Things should be good. I had to learn to flip the script. I had to learn to admit to be what I thought I wasn't. And what's crazy is I think I've learned a lot through this Trump presidency. For one, life gets better. It can get better. Thing that Trump supporters, I feel like, are a little more positive, and you can use him in a positive light. He is a peacemaker. I mean, I have had a lot of good conversations with people simply out of just sharing the common thing that if you just admit that you like Trump, it opens a lot of doors for you. And even if you want to look at the news lately, I mean, what he's been doing during this COVID thing with he's been getting peace deals done in the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Israel. I mean, apparently the Saudis are even talking about pulling out of Yemen because of the pressure that's been released in the region. I mean, Serbia and Kosovo, which if you know anything about that, I was born in '92. They've been fighting pretty much the entire time I've been alive. So things are getting done under Trump right now. But that's on a macro level. That's looking at the map. I'm saying even in your heart, conversations you're having, if you just admit to people that you like Trump. What I find is a vote for Joe Biden is a vote against Trump. You're voting to be part of a coalition against someone instead of constructing. You are uniting with people over destruction, over a man, over the support of a man. And what I find is the bonds I've made over people in supporting Trump are a lot stronger than the bonds you have against him. Because it's not for Joe Biden, but I can make a whole other video about that. And it's the thing is people want to make all the reasons. You can find all the reasons in the world you want to hate Trump. That's it. It's like that's the thing. When you're the God Emperor, Trump, you're gonna step on people's toes. People are gonna find reasons to hate you. And you just think hate looks bad. Like We're all haters at some point. You know, if you don't get upset about something, you're not even alive. You know, it's the reality of the situation. We look at the world and there's a way we want to see it, and we want to see more of the way we like to see it. That's a fact. Now, if Trump's not a part of that frame for you, life might be very ugly for you right now. That's why I realized I want to have a beautiful world. And in that beautiful world, I have a beautiful president. And he might not be exactly the way I like it, but I learned to love it. And I learned to love the world I reside in. It's crazy. And what I also found is that a lot of people that I realized they like Trump, maybe people that I thought wouldn't like me or I wouldn't like them, very supportive people. Very great, you know, like I said back in the beginning, he is a man of peace. And if you don't see that, if you haven't experienced that for yourself, I can't make the argument for you. I don't want you to like look into, you know, I mentioned these peace deals. Look into the news story. But what I would encourage anyone who was in my shoes, whether you were Bernie, whether you do support Biden, whether you were really thought Obama was this great guy, which I would say he's not. In fact, I'd say he lulled the American population, not just the voting population, but just the cultural population, into an aura of complacency when it comes to the president. I think Trump has shown what a president can do. As far as limiting the power of the federal government. That's my frame. And if you don't understand that, we might have a disagreement. But what I see a man that understands the power of his post, and that's the last time I voted for president was actually 2012, Ron Paul. I did not vote in the 2016 election. Probably should have led with that. But I voted for Ron Paul in 2012. I wrote him in. That was my first presidential election I was able to vote for. I missed being able to vote for Obama by a little bit. It was that year was the election. Or no. I don't know. But I missed being able to vote for... No, it was 2008. Yeah. So I barely missed being able to vote for Obama. And I wouldn't have. I don't even remember who the hell it was that year. The point I make here is if you could have told me in 2012 when I wrote in Ron Paul that 8 years later I'll be voting for Donald Trump, I just want to say in this video that I do plan to vote for Donald Trump. And whether 2012 me is surprised or not, it's going to be happening this year. And I'm proud of that decision. I think you should too. For all the reasons I outlined, I hope that you can find the peace. I hope you can find the support and the positivity you need in what voting for Trump means. Because here's the thing, you can say it sarcastically like I did initially right out of the gate. When I flipped the script and I said I like Trump, it was all sarcastic, it was mocking, and people can tell it's childish. It's very childish. I would argue start it. You gotta be a little childish. You gotta work to it, but it's gonna be worth it in the end to you. I'm making this video because one, I want to iron out my points. I want to declare how I feel. It's strengthening for me, but also I want to hear what you have to say. Am I off base here? Tell me. I mean, I'm not married to Trump. Like I said, I didn't vote for him to begin with. So if you can argue why I'm wrong, hit me up at Mike Pause on Twitter. DM me. There's other, get a hold of me in whatever way. I'll have you on the show. We can argue about it. Or tell me what you think. Maybe there's an angle as to. I'd love to hear other people of their stories of maybe coming to Trump, realizing that it's not so bad. So if you want to talk about from positive side, negative side, I want to hear about it because I want to make sure I'm also making the right decision. So if you think I'm making the wrong decision, let me know. Again, this is Michael Pawlowski signing off, and plan on doing some stuff here in the future. So if you want to get involved, let me know. Peace.